really, what is the use of a book that pictures or conversations in it? Besides, it's a lovely day, so warm and sunny. Perhaps I ought to give up on lessons and make a chain of daisies instead. If only I knew where to find some daisies. Mabel says they grow by the streams, but I bet she doesn't really know. She is always making things up. Anyway, the shade here is so nice and I'm rather sleepy. Perhaps I'll just rest a bit.
Oh dear! Oh my! Oh yes, quite right. Oh my, I shall be too late.
Why, look, it's a white rabbit with a waistcoat and a pocket watch. I have never seen a rabbit wearing a waistcoat with a pocket watch. I wonder what the trouble is. Excuse me, sir, Mr. Rabbit.
Oh dear, too late.
Rabbit, wait, I forgot to say, Rabbit. Oh, well, how the carpenter hole disappeared. He was moving dreadfully fast. After I touched him, wait, Mr. Rabbit! I briefly fallen down a well, and it seems to be a very deep well, although I briefly fallen very slowly. What is this? A drawing word marmalade? I do love marmalade, although this one appears to be empty. I shall try to set it back on the shelf so it doesn't fall into its head. I wonder how the corner shall be falling. Oh, my word, I've landed! Now where on earth? No, in the earth can I? The white rabbit! Mr. Rabbit! Where could the white rabbit have gone? What is this? It came with a bow on it. This is some language that looks rather difficult, but I believe I can understand it. And as in Boofish thought he stood, the Jabberwock, with eyes of flame, came whiffling through the told-you wood and burbled as it came. 1, 2, and through and through. The vorpal blade went snicker snap. He left it dead, and with his head he went bumping back. And hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. Oh, for I stay, Calloo, Calais, he trolled in his joy. His brillig and the sided foot, the gyre and gimble in the wind. Oh, Memsy with the roar groans, and the moon rats, afraid. It seems rather pretty, though it's rather hard to understand. It fills my head with ideas, only I don't exactly know what those ideas are. Somebody killed something, that's clear, at any rate. Oh, what a beautiful garden! How I should love to get among the bright flowers and cool fountains. Ugh. Well, even my head would go in, it would be very little use for my shoulders. Oh, how I wish I could shut up like a telescope. Everything is so of the wicker that I'm sure I could if only I knew where to begin. Surely this was not here before. Well, it's all very well to say drink me. But I'll check it first to make sure it's not my poison. For if a little girl drinks from a bottle of my poison, it is almost surely to disagree with her sooner or later. No, it seems to be all right. It has a mixed flavor of custard, cherry tart, toffee, pineapple, roast turkey, and hot buttered toast. What a curious feeling! I must be telling like a telescope. I am. I wonder if I'm going to go out altogether, like a candle. The key! The key! Eat me. Well, I'll eat it, and if it You ought to be ashamed of yourself, a great girl like you, crying in such a way. Leave off this moment.
The Duchess! The Duchess! Oh, won't she be savage if I've kept her waiting?
If you please, sir. Oh, dear, dear, how hurt everything is today. And to think, just yesterday things went on just as usual. Let me think, could I have changed in the night? I almost remember waking up feeling a little different. But if I'm not myself, who in the world can I be? I'm sure I'm not Mabel Bird. Oh, she knows such a very little, and I know so much. I'll try and see if I know all the things I used to know. How doth the little crocodile improve his shining tail, and pour the waters of the Nile on every golden scale? How cheerfully he seems to grin, how neatly spread his claws, and welcome little fishes in with gently smiling jaws. Oh dear, I'm sure this is not great words after all. I must be Mabel. Good heavens, there's no more than 3 inches left of me. It must be the fan. That was a narrow escape. Now for the garden. The key! The key! Things are worse than ever now. I declare it's too bad that it is. I wish I hadn't cried so much. I shall be punished for it now by drowning in my own tears. Would it be of any use to speak to this mouse? Everything is so overweighted and I'm sure it's a talk, only anywhere to begin. Oh, mouse! I'm sure that's the best way to address a mouse. At school, Brother's Latin grammar said, a mouse, to a mouse, of a mouse, oh, mouse. Perhaps it's a French mouse, come over with William the Conqueror. Oh, where's the mouse shut? Oh, I beg your pardon. I quite forgot you didn't like the cat.
Would you like that to humor me?
Well, perhaps not. However, I wish I had to tell you our cat Dinah, for I'm sure you'd take a fancy to cats if only you could see her. She's such a dear, quiet thing, and a capital one for catching light. Oh dear, I'm afraid I've offended it again. Mouse dear, please come back, and we won't talk about cats anymore if you wouldn't like to.
Indeed. As if I would talk on such a subject. My family has always hated cats. Nasty, low, vulgar things. Don't let me hear the name again.
Well, I won't. Are you fond of dogs? There's such a nice little dog by our house. A little red-eyed terrier. The farmer who owns him says he's worth 100 pounds. He catches all the rats and... Mouse dear, oh please come back. We won't talk about cats or dogs if you wouldn't like to.
Let us get to shore and I will tell you my history of why it is I hate cats and dogs.
Oh, I wish I had mentioned Dinah. I'm sure she's the best cat in the world. Oh, my dear Dinah, I wonder if I'll ever see you anymore.
The Duchess! The Duchess! Oh, my dear paws! Oh, my fur and whiskers! Where could I have dropped them? Mary Ann! What are you doing here? Run home this instant and fetch me a pair of gloves and a fan. Quick now!
He took me for his housemaid. How surprised he'll be when he finds out who I am. But I did try to... Here, I can give him his fan and gloves. That is if I can find them. I'm afraid I don't know myself, sir, just at present. You see, I knew who I was when I got it this morning, but I must have changed several times since then.
What do you mean by that? Explain yourself.
I can't explain myself. You see, because I'm not myself.
I don't see.
I don't know. Being so many sentences in one day is so very confusing.
It isn't.
Well, perhaps you haven't heard it so yet. But when you turn into a chrysalis, and you blossom there, and then after that into a butterfly, I think you'll find it a little queer, won't you?
Not a bit.
Well, perhaps it was done very queer to you, but all I know is that it's going to feel very queer to me.
You? Who are you?
I think you must tell me who you are first.
Why? Come back. I have something important to say. Keep your temper.
Is that all?
No. Do you think you've changed? Do you?
I'm afraid I am, sir. I can't keep the same size for more than 10 minutes altogether, and I can't remember the things like I used to.
Don't you remember what things?
Well, I tried to say how doth the little busy bee, when the last you don't grow up.
Repeat, you are old, Father William.
You're old, Father William, the young man said, and your hair has become very white. And yet you incessantly stand on your head to think at your age it is right. And now you, Father William replied to his son, I feared it would injure the brain. But now that I'm perfectly sure I have none, why I do it again and again. You're old, said the youth, and your jaws are too weak for anything tougher than suet. You finished the goose with the bones and the beak. Pray, how did he manage to do it? And my youth, said his father, I took to the law and argued each case with my wife, and the muscular strength which it gave to my jaw has lasted the rest of my life.
That is not said right at all.
Not quite right, I'm afraid.
It is wrong from beginning to end. Now, what size do you want to be?
Well, I'm not particular size. I just don't like changing so much.
I don't know what you mean. Are you content now?
Well, I'd like to be a little larger, some 3 inches is such a very good height to me.
3 inches is a very good height indeed.
But I'm not used to it.
Oh, you'll get used to it in time. One side will make you grow shorter, the other side will make you grow taller.
One side of what? The other side of what?
Of the mushroom.
Now which is which?
Play croquet. From the Queen, an invitation for the Duchess to play croquet. There's no sort of use in knocking, and that is for 2 reasons. First, because I'm on the same side as the door as you are. Secondly, they're making such a noise inside, no one can possibly hear you.
Please, how am I to get in?
I shall sit here until tomorrow.
How am I to get in?
I shall sit here for days and days, or the next day maybe.
But how am I to get in?
Are you to get in at all? That's the first question, you know.
The way these creatures argue, it's enough to drive them crazy. There's certainly too much pepper in that soup. Please, would you tell me why your cat grins like that?
It's a Cheshire cat, and that's why. Pig.
I didn't know that Cheshire cats always grin. In fact, I didn't know that cats could grin.
They all can. Most of them do.
I don't know any that do.
You don't know much, and that's a fact.
Oh, please mind what you're doing. Oh, there goes this precious nose.
If everybody minded their own business, the world would go around a lot deal faster than it does now.
Which would not be an advantage. Just think all the work we make with the day and the night. You see, the earth takes 24 hours to go around on its axis.
Speaking of axes, chop off her head.
24, I think. Or is it 12?
Oh, don't bother me. I never could abide figures. Speak roughly to your little boy and beat him when he sneezes. He only does it to annoy because he knows it teases.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow.
I speak severely to my boy and beat him when he sneezes, for he can thoroughly enjoy the pepper when he sneezes.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Here, you may now sit a bit if you like. I must go get ready to play croquet with the Queen.
If I don't take this child away with me, they'll surely kill it in a day or two. But if he murders someone behind. Don't grunt like that. That's not at all the proper way of expressing yourself. If you're going to turn into a pig, my dear, I'll have nothing more to do. And what am I going to do with this creature when I get it home? If it had grown up, it would have made a dreadfully ugly child. But it makes a rather handsome pig, I think.
Ow!
Cheshire Puss, would you tell me, please, which way I ought to walk from here?
That depends a good deal on where you want to get to.
I don't care so much as to where. So as long as I get somewhere.
Then it doesn't matter which way you walk.
What sort of people live about here?
To your By the by, what became of the bear baby? I nearly forgotten to ask.
It turned into a pig.
I thought it would. Did you say pigs or did you say fig?
I said pig, and I wish I wouldn't be appearing and vanishing so suddenly. It makes me quite giddy.
All right.
Well, I've also seen a cat with a grin, but a grin with a cat. It's one of the most curious things ever. I've seen hatters before. The March hare should certainly be the most interesting. But perhaps not the raving man, as this is May, not March. It must be very uncomfortable for the dormouse, only as it's asleep, I suppose it doesn't mind. No room! No room! No room! There's plenty of room.
Have some wine.
I don't see any wine.
There isn't any.
And it wasn't very civil of you to offer it.
It wasn't very civil of you to sit down without being invited.
I didn't know it was your table. It's like for a great many more than 3.
Your hair wants cutting.
It's one of those personal remarks. It's very rude.
Why is a raven like a writing desk?
Come, we shall have some fun now. I'm glad that you can ask me more questions. I believe I can guess the answer to that.
Do you think you can find out the answer to it?
Exactly so.
Then why don't you say what you mean?
I do. At least I knew what I said. That's the same thing, you know.
That's the same thing a bit. You might as well say, I see what I eat. It's the same thing as I eat what I see.
You might as well say that I like what I get is the same thing as I get what I like.
You might as well say that I breathe when I sleep. It's the same thing as I sleep when I breathe.
It is the same thing with you.
Goes to
What day of the month is it?
The 4th.
2 days wrong. I told you I would do the works.
It was the best butter.
Yes, but some crumbs must have gotten into it. You should have put it with the bread knife.
It was the best butter. What a peculiar watch you have. It tells the days of the month and doesn't tell what o'clock it is.
Why should it? Does your clock tell what year it is?
No, that's because it stays the same year. You block time altogether.
Which is just the same case with mine.
I don't quite understand you.
And
Have you guessed them all yet?
No, I give that. What's the answer?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Nor I. Well, I think you should do something better with that time than wasting it by asking silly riddles that have no answers.
Well, if you did time as well as I do, you wouldn't talk about wasting it. It's him.
That goes down that sleep.
Whatever do you mean?
I dare say you never even spoke the time.
Perhaps not, but I know I have to speak time and I know to use it.
That accounts for it. Oh, time won't stand for beating, no. Now, if you always kept on good terms with him, he'd do almost anything you'd like with a clock. Suppose it were 9 o'clock in the morning. Just about time for lessons to begin. All you have to do is whisper him the time, and round goes the clock in a twinkling. 1:30. Time for dinner.
I only wish it was.
I should like that very much, but then I shouldn't be hungry for it, you know?
Not at first, but you can keep it to 1:30 as long as you like.
Is that the way you manage?
Not I. We poor black Twinkle, twinkle, little bat. How I wonder what you're at. You know song, perhaps?
I've heard something like it.
It goes on, you know, in this way. Up above the world you fly. Like a DJ in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, well, I'd hardly finished the first verse. I'd hardly finished the first verse. I'd hardly finished the first verse. When the queen falls out, he's murdering time. Oh, what is that?
How dreadfully savage!
Ever since then, it won't do a thing they ask. It's always 6 o'clock now.
Is that the reason somebody thinks they're set for tea?
Yes, that's it. It's always tea time. There's no time to wash things between the whiles.
So you keep slipping, I suppose.
Exactly so. As the things get used up.
But when you come to the beginning again,
Suppose we change the subject. I'm getting tired of this one. I vote the young lady tells us a story.
I'm afraid I don't know one.
Then the doormat shall. Wake up, doormats.
I wasn't asleep. I heard every word you fellas were saying.
Tell us a story.
Yes, a story, please.
And be quick about it. It'll be asleep before it's done.
Once upon a time, there were 3 little sisters named Elsie, Lacey, and Tilly, and they lived at the bottom of a well.
What did they live on?
They lived on treacle,
They couldn't have done that, you know. They've been very ill.
so they were very ill.
Take some more tea.
I haven't had any tea yet, so I can't take more.
You mean you can't take less? It's very easy to take more than nothing.
Nobody asked your opinion.
Who's making curse words now?
Why did they live at the bottom of the well?
It was a treacle well.
There's no such...
If you can't be civil, you better finish the story yourself.
No, I'm sorry. I will interrupt again. Please go on. I suppose there may be one.
One indeed. And so, the 3 little sisters, they were learning to draw, you know?
What did they draw?
Treacle.
How did they draw?
I want a clean cup. That's on one place forward.
But I don't understand. Where did they draw the treacle from?
Well, you can draw water out of a water well, so I should assume you could draw treacle out of a treacle well. Stupid.
But they were in the well.
Of course they were. Well in. They were learning to draw and they drew all manner of things. Everything that begins with an M.
Why was an M?
Why not?
That begins with an M, such as mousetrap and memory and moonlight and muchness. You know, you say things are much of a muchness. Have you ever seen such thing as drawing of muchness?
Really? Now you ask me. I don't
Then you shouldn't talk.